Hi, everyone, and thanks for checking out the China History Podcast. I'm Laszlo Montgomery, the creator and presenter of the program, going back to our humble beginnings in 2010. You'll notice the China History Podcast is a thematic show that introduces a whole bunch of interesting topics rather than presenting the history chronologically starting 4,000 or 5,000 years ago and proceeding step by step from the mythical beginnings to the last dynasty. In the many episodes that make up the China History Podcast, I've covered topics that I think might be of interest to you. There are a lot of standalone podcasts covering all kinds of topics from ancient and modern days. I also feature many multi-part series that look at the larger topics in more detail. This includes the history of tea, the Cultural Revolution, the Silk Road, the life of Deng Xiaoping, the history of Hong Kong, Chinese philosophy, China-Vietnam relations, Tang poetry, and the Civil War, to name a few. If you prefer a general overview first of Chinese history from the earliest dynasty to the last one, I've also produced a handy 28-part miniseries that explores chronologically Chinese imperial history from the first mythical dynasty all the way up to the last one, which fell in 1911. I won't overwhelm you with Chinese names and places that, admittedly, to the non-Chinese speaker, start to all sound the same after a couple episodes. Like most of my fellow history podcasters, even the great Dan Carlin, I'm just an amateur historian. But I've had a long China career in business, and I've studied Chinese history and language since my college days. In the more than 225 episodes produced from 2010 to 2019, you'll find over 140 hours worth of podcasts that cover all the dynasties, emperors, heroes, events, villains, military greats, wars, scholars, artists, overseas Chinese, and a whole lot more. Listening to many of these history podcasts and other kinds of educational content available online, it's a great way to continually improve yourself, be more informed, and in so doing, become more familiar with a lot of what's going on in the world. With the China History Podcast, I hope that by introducing China's past, I can offer you a greater understanding and appreciation of China in our modern age. Here in the U.S., we call this the most important bilateral relationship in the world. Well, if that's true, we should all take it seriously and make at least some attempt to learn more. That's my objective here at the CHP. You can write to me, Laszlo Montgomery, anytime with any questions, comments, criticisms, or topic ideas. You can reach me at Laszlo@teacup.media. That's Laszlo@teacup.media. I hope you enjoy the program. Thanks for listening.